What's up, YouTube? It's Matt. Occasionally I'll get messages or comments from YouTubers asking me about my personal guitar collection. A lot of the guitars that I do demos of, they're not mine. They belong to either family or friends and occasionally clients who don't feel comfortable doing work on their own guitars. So what I'm going to do today is take you through my personal guitar collection. These are the ones that, you know, over my 15 years of playing have really withstood the test of time and either have the mojo that I'm looking for or the sound that I'm looking for or the playability that I'm looking for when it comes to, you know, certain different genres that I play. So, you know, sit back, relax, and I'll take you through my personal gear collection. All right? Thanks, guys. So to kick it off, this is a Fender Classic Series 70 Stratocaster. The story behind this one is that I have wanted a white Strat, specifically with a maple neck and a CBS headstock, since I was a kid. And it took me 15 years to finally find the one that I wanted, and this is it. It's got an Olympic white finish that's already starting to turn a little bit yellow. You know, that's kind of what they do as they age. Vintage frets. It has the stock pickups in it that are pretty awesome, and just overall is an excellent guitar. It has a 7 1/4 inch radius along with vintage frets, and at first I was a little concerned because you don't really see that often anymore except on older guitars, but it plays awesome. Oh my goodness, I was surprised at how great that it played the first time that I picked it up. And overall, it's just a lot of fun. Really, it's just one of those guitars that, you know, it's kind of like a bucket list guitar. And finally, I have it. So I really couldn't be happier. They're definitely worth checking out if you can find one. They're kind of tough to find in stores. But all in all, an excellent guitar. Now, I recently did a demo on this bad boy. This is a Squier 51. These guitars are super, super cool. Crazy well made. They're made in Indonesia. They've got medium jumbo frets, great stock pickups. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a guitar to buy for someone who's just starting out, you couldn't do better than this. I mean, it's got a fantastic feeling, somewhat chunky, satin finished maple neck. Overall, it stays in tune wonderfully. Overall, they're just excellent guitars, and they're super versatile. The thing is if you find one of the original run ones from the early to mid 2000s, and you can pick one of those up at a great price, that's a guitar that is going to last you, or, you know, if you're giving it to someone, it's going to last them a lifetime. So this is definitely one of my recently acquired favorites, and it was actually a gift from my sister and her boyfriend for my birthday, which was in June, and it's definitely going to stick with me for the long haul. So yeah, if you find a Squier 51, definitely check it out. I think you'll be impressed. This Stratocaster, as someone commented on the video and said, is an SX Liquid guitar. It has 3 P90 pickups, and it's just a real head turner. You know, you can order these online from rondomusic.com, and to be honest with you, I've had, I think, 4 guitars now from Rondo Music over the years. 2 of them were kind of cruddy, and but this one is really something special. It plays awesome. You know, especially if you get the model that has the stop tailpiece like this one does, you don't really have any issues with tuning stability. And since it has a 5-way switch, you know, it really does the Stratocaster sounds in the 2 and 4 position, and the awesome Les Paul kind of sounds in the neck and bridge, and the stock pickups are killer. You know, overall for $149, these are awesome guitars. If you can stand how they look, you know, then you should pick one up because they're total head turners. You know, you're gonna get attention when you pull that thing out and jam on stage with it. So yeah, if you get a chance, check these out. They're great guitars. This is another one of my personal favorites. This is my Epiphone Sheraton II. I got this one back in, I believe, 2011. And there are a few things about this one that are a little bit different. Around 2011, Epiphone shifted their production of the Epiphone Sheraton from Korea to China. And when they first did that, there were some weird things that happened. I'll show you in just a second. Most Epiphone Sheratons have a 5-piece maple and walnut neck. Well, this one has a 1-piece maple neck, and it's, you know, doesn't have the walnut laminate. I've seen a few other ones that are like this, but not many. And to be honest with you, this guitar is crazy resonant. I don't know if it has to do with, you know, having that 1-piece neck, or, you know, the fact that it's just a semi-hollow. But Epiphone Sheratons are awesome guitars. Great sounding, and if you're looking for that, you know, Gibson ES335 kind of style at a price that, you know, is not going to make you have to take out a second mortgage on your house, Epiphone semi-hollow bodies, and especially the Epiphone Sheraton, are definitely worth checking out. It's a great guitar. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this around my channel before. This is my Agile AL-3010SE. The finish is called Ocean Burst Flame, and it's actually one of the first runs that Rondo did of this Ocean Burst finish back in 2013, I believe. And, you know, online, a lot of people hype these Agile Les Paul copies up, and it's for good reason, because they are excellent guitars. I can't speak for the quality of the ones coming out of Rondo Music now. I believe they changed factories that they're manufactured in, but there are plenty of used ones from this era and prior out, you know, available on eBay, on the internet, and they are excellent guitars. The stock pickups in them are like truly amazing. You know, most of the time, I was fully expecting when I bought this guitar to have to switch the pickups out, you know, because Asian pickups sometimes are really cheap. Sometimes they don't have the sound that you want, but they're vintage wound, super chimey Alnico V pickups, and they're awesome. Overall, it's an excellent guitar, and definitely a good looking guitar. I recently replaced the knobs with abalone knobs, and it just kind of sets the whole thing off. Definitely one of my favorites, and not going anywhere anytime soon. So here's an oddball that I know you guys haven't seen on my channel yet. It's a Yamaha Pacifica 921. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Yamaha created these Pacificas to kind of serve as their super strat, you know, for the shred style guitar, heavy metal, hair metal type market. And these Yamaha Pacificas are a humongous leap above the kind that you find in stores today, you know, the beginner styled ones. It has 3 custom wound DiMarzios in it that most closely resemble PAF Pros and the FS1 single coil. And the neck was actually manufactured in America by Warmoth, which, you know, they're about as high quality aftermarket neck maker that you can get. It has super jumbo frets that in 26 years of playing have not need to be refretted yet. It's had 1 fret leveling done to it, and a really reliable Floyd Rose copy called the Yamaha RM Pro 2. The great thing about these guitars is that a lot of times guitar stores don't realize what they have. They think they're really, really cheap Yamaha Pacificas, you know, starter guitars, when in actuality these were almost $1,000 back in the late 80s or early 90s. So if you ever see a Pacifica hanging on a guitar store rack, make sure you get it down, check it out, and if it's a 900 model or higher and it's at a good price, grab it quick. Now here's another guitar that I know I haven't shown yet because it's pretty much brand new. For my birthday this year, and also my 15th anniversary of being a guitar player, I decided to build a Warmoth guitar. This in particular is a Telecaster. It's what I call my Gemini Sunrise Telecaster. It's got my Gemini logo on the headstock, an alder body with a flame maple top, rosewood fretboard, maple neck, and just overall, I love this guitar. You know, it's got the look, it's got the feel, it's got the style that I really, really enjoy in guitars. And also it has stainless steel frets. That's a huge thing for me. I recently started playing guitars with stainless steel frets, and just the difference in feel and the fact that you don't have to have them dressed and leveled often if you play a lot is well worth the extra $20 or so that you pay to have them installed by Warmoth. I can't recommend Warmoth guitars highly enough. They make quality parts, and if you have the expertise to put it together yourself, you really can't beat it. You can have a custom shop guitar at 1/5 of the price or less. Here's another Warmoth that I built last year. This is what I call my Gemini Sunset Stratocaster. It's got an alder body and a flame maple top, along with a maple neck that is heavily figured with bird's eye. It has Fender Custom Shop 69 pickups in them, which to me are just the quintessential Strat pickup. You can't get a set of Strat pickups, from Fender at least, that sound more vintage correct than these do. Just super chimey, you know, super clear, very articulate, and great, you know, for any style of music really, except for maybe metal. But it's a very comfortable guitar. It also has the thickest neck of any of my guitars. It's actually pretty huge. It's their 59 roundback contour, and it's just very, very comfortable for chording or for soloing, and most certainly one of my favorites. It has the American Standard Strat trim on it that never goes out of tune. You know, if you can find a Strat with a 2-point tremolo system, they're generally more reliable in terms of tuning than the 6-screw vintage style that are found on most Fenders. So, you know, it's another one of those mojo guitars that I know that I'm going to have until, you know, until I'm too old to play the damn thing. This is a Patrie Etude classical guitar. Patrie, maybe, since it's French-Canadian, I believe. They're made by Godin, who makes awesome guitars just north of the border here in the United States. It has an 800-year-old pressure-tested cedar top and wild cherry back and sides, along with a mahogany neck. These are, you know, relatively inexpensive starter classical guitars, but I still remember the day that I picked this up in J&J Old Louisville Music Store. This was in maybe 2009 or 2010, might have even been earlier than that, and just started playing it and could not believe the volume and the clarity and the playability of this guitar. If you're interested at all in playing classical guitar, you could do a lot worse than picking up a Patrie Etude at a music store. They're quality guitars, you know, they'll definitely last a lifetime. And another great thing about Patrie is that they only harvest trees that have fallen in the forest, so they don't cut down, you know, new wood to create their guitars. So there's a sustainability thing there, and if that's something you care about, you know, you can definitely contribute by purchasing a guitar that is only made from wood that has fallen, you know, that's died naturally. And this is my Martin D15M. It's a full mahogany-bodied acoustic guitar with no electronics. Also has a mahogany neck and a rosewood fingerboard. I decided on a mahogany. It's the only acoustic guitar, steel string acoustic guitar that I have, and I decided on a mahogany body because, you know, as wonderful as spruce and rosewood sounds or spruce and mahogany sounds on your standard acoustic guitar, a full-body mahogany guitar just has this richness and earthiness and, I mean, in my opinion, soul that you just can't get in the same way from your spruce-topped, mahogany-bodied standard acoustic guitar, you know? And everyone has a different opinion about these, but most of the players that I know that have either had a Martin D15M or have played one are super impressed by just the earthy richness of the tone of these guitars. And what makes it even better is it smells so good. I know it's crazy, but it just, when you open the case, if it's been sitting in the case for a few days, it just blasts you with this like mahogany freshness that is amazing smelling. Amazing. Finally, this is my Fender Deluxe Precision Bass Special. This is the guitar that I've had the longest of all the ones that I've shown you today. I got this one in the early 2000s and I blew basically all of my high school graduation money on this bad boy because I needed it for a few of the bands that I was playing in. This is one of those guitars that, you know, I bought it because it said Fender on the headstock. When I was young, it mattered so much to me that I had the Fender logo on the headstock. I mean, granted, it's still an awesome bass guitar, super well made and everything, but having that Fender logo meant a lot to me then, and it is a workhorse guitar. You know, it may not be easy to tell in this video, but it's super beat up. You know, the finish is... The whole clear coat on one of the bouts is completely worn away from hard strumming, and the frets are a little worn. It currently has Seymour Duncan basslines pickups in it, but overall it's an awesome boat anchor of a guitar. It's seen hundreds of shows, more than I could begin to remember, and will definitely always have a special place in my guitarist heart. So that's it for my 2015 Guitar Gear Tour. Stay tuned to my channel for a bunch of awesome new jam tracks and demos coming soon. And while we're at it, feel free to leave me any comments or questions you might have, and tell me about your personal guitar collection. Alright? Thanks, guys.